Subscribe and follow our YouTube and Facebook channel for more videos.
The treatment given to the consumers is the same. There's no much change. We pay whatever we have to pay as per the tariff. But the service we get, there is no improvement at all. And I will explain this to you. My appliances in the house, they are all, shaking. They're fluctuating the electricity. Slightly it is blowing outside, this is what is happening. And in the rainy season, this is the big problem. If it catches fire, who's going to be responsible? No one. Second point is, there is no tree study and no one is responsible for the trees. And I told you in the beginning, this is the area where there are a lot of trees. They have to consult the people in the area and do not wait for the trees to fall. And for 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, we are without electricity. This is a very, very serious matter. So that's why we need a close connection with this department. It is a very important department for us. We cannot survive without electricity department.
0.08% amount is cut. But we have found that there is no proper maintenance of the street lights.
And the revenue stays with the department. But on the bill, we have that fixed charges which are asked to pay every month. My question is, when you have my money with the department, why then they don't deduct from that instead of asking us to pay that fixed charges every month? Street light maintenance, as many of us who spoke earlier also, sir, every junction box, every underground cable poles, openings are there, which is very dangerous. I think department has to check on that. It is not their mistake also, but that the covers of the switches have been robbed.
Like the gentleman before me had said, that 32 outages, we have numerous, and we had the same situation in a village called Meli. Recently on 10th of June, when there was massive rains, we were in shutdown. We had no electricity for over 24 hours, maybe 48 hours also in certain areas. And because of a battery at the Kunkoli substation which was not working, by the time, and we were given to understand that the battery had to be brought from Panjim right to South Goa. And because of that, then they have to charge the battery and then give the electricity. So it was a great process probably for the department, and in all this that the villagers had to suffer. In the meantime, whatever is in the pipeline, the village of Veli suffers a lot. We have a lot of field area where many of our electric poles are passing through these fields, and with the monsoons, the fields are inundated with a lot of water. I don't think it's humanly possible also for the department workers to go in that way through the field water and work on those poles. And this, complaint we have been making for many years. We come to all JRCs. In fact, we appreciate the commission for having it in South Goa this time. Otherwise, we would have to travel all the way to north in Panjim, and we do not know what is the situation in Panjim, because please review them and see that they are, we get some solution, because we come every year, we speak here, and I'm repeating myself, and I don't appreciate keep going on repeating that this has to be done, that has to be done. A lot of our, we say maintenance is done before the monsoons. I really don't know, and I mean we see that the department staff is working, but I think it's not enough. If you want to give good power supply, the 1 day maintenance shutdown, or even 2 days, it's just not enough, because ground reality we see that the wires are still hanging. The poles are still bending. the poles are cracking at various places. So, like, who is responsible for that? Is the, the poles poor quality? Is the wires old that they're just snapping? And all these, I don't know whether there's any electrical audit happening in the state, whether the department is doing audit of all the wires, of the jumpers, of the batteries, and the various equipment that is being used, whether be it high tension, low tension, the boxes, whatever. All that needs to have. You need to have an audit for all that.
Again, let me recheck the entire what we use in our substations, in our lines, and entire network. Now you mentioned that some products are failing, accidents are happening. There is electrical inspectorate who looks after the safety. There are guidelines. So it doesn't come exactly under our purview to check what each consumer is using, what each industry is using inside their premises. But let me once again check. It comes under purview of the state electrical inspectorate. Genset operating in Goa. Yes, if additionally if some SOP is required, we do have certain equipment which protects the, which prevents the flow of. But somebody mentioned that there should be 2 CGRF. Even the Honorable Commission also directed to have. But Goa is a small state, and Vasco is a centralized place in Goa. And the complaints, how many are files, we need to check, because the distance from one end of Goa to the CGRF, on both the sides I would say, is hardly 1 hour to 1 hour 20 minutes. But we will work on it, we will check how many cases came, how much time it takes to resolve those cases, and based on that we may have to take a decision. To be cut, there is a disaster management, whereas collector is also part, Panchayat is also part, they have to work jointly. We are also party to it. But it is a very difficult thing, because here maybe 2 people have come, you should cut the tree which are dangerous. There will be 100 people who will come not to cut a small branch also. So it is not that easy for us. Sometimes people don't allow even to cut a small leaf, coconut leaf or branches. And there are, lot of disputes. People go in court. I'm not saying finally we are supposed to do it, but time gets lost in the process.
We will cooperate.
Yes, that's what. So I'm coming to that. Let's make one committee where please help me. I will see that, like one lady mentioned, really I know a lot of problems are in Veli, and we have 40 crores we are spending on the underground of Veli. Please support me, because I'm sure people will not allow this line to come, because they don't allow even to dig the roads. Forget about going their property and digging. Such kinds of responses we get. That kind is not in North Goa. I'm just trying, I'm not comparing the regions, but different kinds of people are there. They think we should protect the land. But when it comes to power, they will try to complain also. Authorities tell us to restrict the load, has to be restricted, otherwise there can be grid collapse. Grid collapse is full country, full state can go blackout. So there are more concerns. So we require the support of the public, consumers, and together we need to work. Maybe I take responsibility 95%, but 5% it is the consumers also should help us. Opposing the line become a big difficulty for me, because South Goa gets only one line. Even my mother doesn't call me even if the supply count doesn't come for one day, being a chief engineer. Because she has taken it will not come. Yes, but why sometimes doesn't come? When the interstate line fail, we cannot do anything. Because it is like this, a patient is admitted in the ICU, only doctor can decide when to discharge. So WR LDC is there, NLDC is there. They don't allow us to charge the line. We cannot charge unless they are sure this line is safe to charge again. Therefore, for reliability and N-1 contingency, we should have another line.
First and foremost, I think this is a very important decision that has been taken to have a second public hearing in South Goa district. Public hearings have been held in Margao before, but that was for the whole state of Goa. But this time, I think this is a very good effort. One hearing was held yesterday in North Goa, second one today. The point is important to understand that for many people, they were confused what is true up. So true up is very important to understand as reconcile the accounts of the department. Now this is crucial for consumers also to know how government is spending money, the department is spending, and we have raised this issue that first of all the orders of the commission. Yesterday we have pointed out that there are many orders of the commission which need to be addressed. One is that the commission has said that this department should convert into a corporation or a board. Nowhere else in India there is a department, only in Goa. So this is a pending matter. Government has to take this decision. So this is one crucial part which is important for consumers also to understand. And I think since the assembly session is starting on Tuesday, it is very important that political parties also to take a decision on this. Why only in the state of Goa that we have an electricity department? Corporation and boards for the rest of India. So there is a business model which has to function. If you are going to do good business and proper business without, and balancing the sheet, then this has to happen. Now we have raised the question yesterday also about power theft. See, power theft is happening in a big way in the state of Goa. Now the department may not have a system to deal with it as of now, but this has to be addressed. We are having a 90 lakh tourism arrivals in the state of Goa and 16 lakh population. So many illegal apartments are operating in the name of tourism bungalows. They are using domestic power, selling it, charging in dollars and pounds to the tourists, and they are illegal. So we have raised this question that government, the commission has to take into account this point. Secondly, government departments are owing the electricity department. First, we are saying you pay up, no? एक बारीक कंज्युमर फारीक करना त्याच्या फाटल्यान तुम्ही वयता इतले डिपार्टमेंट nearly crores of rupees which are outstanding, that money should be recovered. And as pointed out also, why are there arrears? See, there is a system in place that when a bill is not paid up to a certain time, it has to be disconnected. ये वर्षाच्या वर्सा तो फारीक करना, and मागीर today as we have also received complaint that there are properties, person has purchased that property or shared, and there are areas also. How that areas is there? So money has to be recovered from that officer. It is a failure on his part not to recover that money. Why this outstanding is there? Then we have raised today specifically taluka, 7 talukas of South Goa district. Darbundara, Sange, Kepe, Kankon, these are very important talukas, hilly area. These consumers require proper understanding of what is the changes that are coming in the electricity system. As we see today in BSNL, the system is there. If the phone doesn't work for 3 days, you are compensated for 7 days. That people are not using that is a different matter. So similarly, electricity outages. Of course, we have started that campaign that consumers have to keep a record. Kitle body light geli borrow and they file kar. Because this is very important. Consumers have to get proper power and this awareness is required. We are concentrating that there has to be more participation from the consumers. 80%, I think, 80% of the consumer base, 6,50,000 over, are domestic consumers. So here domestic consumer are kitne awareness asa. And now you see substandard material is being used. Non-ISI marked material has been used. So these are some of the issues we have highlighted today. And we would like that the department publicizes there is a consumer grievance redressal forum established under Electricity Act. It is operating in Vasco. It is भरपूर publicity जावपाक जाय, separate websites जावपाक जाय, and whatever orders have been passed, कितले complaint file केले लोकांनी, all this has to come out, and this can happen only if there is a proper full-fledged website.
Subscribe and follow our YouTube and Facebook channel for more videos.